ever feel like you're leading in a world where uncertainty is basically the weather forecast? You're not alone. Join me as I spill the secrets behind the brand new Navigating Uncertainty Leadership Summit, a virtual event packed with real tools, zero fluff, and game changing strategies for leaders who crave clarity when life throws you curveballs. Whether you're a senior executive, a team lead, or an aspiring changemaker, this episode will inspire you to ditch the panic and navigate chaos like a pro. So let's get ready so we can set the tone for a great 2026. Hey everyone, welcome back to We've All Done It. And I'm Kimberly Benoit, and today I'm talking about something that's been on my heart for weeks now, and I've been dying to share it with you, and today is the day. I want to tell you about an event that I've created, something I believe is going to be transformational for leaders heading into 2026. It's called Navigating Uncertainty Leader Summit. It is a 3-day virtual leadership summit happening in January, from January 25th through 27th in 2026. Now, I know what you're probably thinking, another leadership event, but let me tell you in today's episode why this one is different, why I felt compelled to create it, and most importantly, why I think you absolutely need to be there. So here's the reality we are facing right now. Uncertainty isn't occasional anymore. It feels like it's an hourly event. We're talking market volatility, technological disruption, shifting customer expectations, global events we cannot predict, economic turbulence. The pace of change feels like it's accelerating. And as a leader, you're expected to have all the answers, to make confident decisions, keep your team steady and sane, to deliver results. And even when the path forward isn't clear, you're expected to be rock solid. I can't tell you how many conversations I've been having with leaders lately where they are so stuck with, how do I make a plan for next year when I can barely make a plan for next quarter? How am I supposed to lead when everything keeps changing? And here's the truth. The leaders historically who thrive in times of uncertainty are the ones who figure out how to navigate it well. And the sad reality is traditional leadership education hasn't necessarily built us to be prepared for this level of instability. It's predicated on some stability, some constant in our environments. So I'm thinking about like those 3 to 5 year strategic plans. You execute it, you adjust it as needed, but those plans typically hold solid with minimal tweaking. And that's just not the world we're living in anymore. Today, leaders need an entirely different skill set. You need to be able to make decisions with very incomplete information. You need to lead your team through the ambiguity with the ability to pivot quickly while building resilience, and somehow through all of it, maintain absolute clarity, confidence, authenticity, and transparency. No one taught us how to do this. We weren't trained to lead through perpetual uncertainty. And that's in great part why I created this summit. If you've been following me for a while, or if you're new here, you may remember or not that I've spent over 20 years in leadership roles across multiple industries. I have survived recessions, industry disruptions, organizational transformations, and crises, thank you very much, Hurricane Katrina, that no one ever saw coming. But here's what I've learned. Uncertainty doesn't have to paralyze you. It can be your greatest competitive advantage if you know how to navigate it. And leaders who succeed in uncertain times aren't the ones with crystal balls. They are the ones that have frameworks and mindsets, think mental models, that help them make decisions, communicate through the change, and keep teams aligned when everything feels as impossible and chaotic and as depressing as you can imagine. So I decided I wanted to bring together some of the most brilliant minds I know Leaders who haven't just survived uncertainty, but who have used it as fuel to get breakthrough results. These are people who've led companies through major disruptions, who've made million-dollar decisions with imperfect information. These are people who have kept teams motivated and focused during the most challenging of times. And over 3 days in January, we are going to share everything we know about navigating uncertainty with clarity, confidence, and courage. We're not talking theory. We're not talking platitudes. I am talking real strategies, real frameworks, real tools you can use immediately. And I chose January because this sets the tone for your entire year. If you can start the year equipped to handle whatever uncertainty comes your way, you're going to lead with a level of confidence that does separate you from everyone else. So you might be thinking, what exactly am I going to learn here? And I'm going to break it down. There are 4 core categories that our sessions are going to cover. The first is strategic leadership. And this is about getting into how do we lead with vision when the future is completely unclear. So think questions like, how do you create compelling strategy when you can't really predict what's ahead? How do you plan for transformation when the plans keep changing? How do you position your organization for success regardless of what happens next? So expect our speakers are going to come and share frameworks to help you think through adaptive strategy, visionary leadership that actually have worked before and will work again. The second category, we're going to get into team and people leadership. Because we all know uncertainty takes a tremendous toll on everyone, including ourselves. And that's in great part because your team is looking to you for stability, clarity, confidence in how everything is being handled and managed. So we're going to be covering how to build high-performing teams that can weather these kinds of storms. How do you create psychological safety and trust when trust is frequently broken? How do you develop a talent pool when career paths are no longer linear or guaranteed? So we are definitely going to be talking about how to lead the human side of incredibly uncertain environments. This one I'm very excited about. There's a lot, we have some really good guests in this space. So getting the people part right is important because it leads into our third category, which is operational excellence. Because here's the deal. You can have the best strategy, you can have the most motivated team, but if your execution and processes break down under pressure, nothing else matters. So we're going to talk about how do you build operations that are both efficient and adaptive, how to manage performance when those goals keep shifting, and most importantly, how to maintain excellence when everything around you feels chaotic. And when we think about chaos, sometimes that leads into a lot of change and disruption. So that's why we're going to be tackling category 4, which is all around change and innovation. Because right now, I think we can all agree we are in a very innovative, disruptive environment. And so most of you are probably thinking AI, but there's a lot of things that are happening out there that are really shifting the landscape under our feet in real time. So we are going to be talking about how to lead transformation initiatives that actually stick, and how do you foster a real innovative mindset during disruption. So think about, how do we build adaptability into the DNA of your team culture and into your team, into your leadership style? So the category here is about turning uncertainty from the threat of disruption into your competitive advantage. So how do we start to think about it differently? So here's what I'm saying. 21 expert speakers, 4 comprehensive categories covering every dimension of uncertainty leadership, 3 transformational days. And here's what makes this different from other events. Every single session is designed not to just inspire, not to be a critical thinking exercise, not to be a long sales pitch, but it is designed for you to walk away with very practical and actionable tools. That was a non-negotiable for me in every person that agreed to speak at this summit. So here's something else I really want to share with you. And another non-negotiable for me when I created this summit was I designed it to be accessible to every leader who needs it. So we have 21 sessions that cover a wide variety of topics. I wanted to make sure that people could find what they needed in this moment. So I know right now many organizations are facing budget constraints, development budgets and training budgets are tight if they even exist. I didn't want there to be a barrier for leaders getting the tools they desperately need. So this is how it's going to work. If you can join us live during the summit days in January, all the sessions are completely free. I'm going to repeat that one more time because I know you're probably confused. But if you attend live, all the summit sessions are free. You can watch every presentation, learn from every expert, and get all that value without spending a single dime. Just show up live during those days. But because I know that that's actually not as realistic as we all might hope it to be, and I know that you get busy, you might miss a session, you might want to revisit something later. Like you might hear something and say, man, that was really good. I want to go back and listen. Or, you might just need flexibility in your schedule. So I created a path for you too. And that's where the all access pass comes in. So for $97, you get lifetime access to all session replays, all the speaker resources and materials, and there are going to be some bonus content in there for people who buy the pass. You're going to get all the resources. Everything is going to be given to you, but particularly the ability to watch and rewatch on your schedule forever. So think of it this way. The live experience is free because I want every leader to have access. The all access pass is for those who really need the flexibility and would like the access to the long-term reference library. So think of it as 21 hours basically of development for $97. And when you do the math on it, I guarantee it, it's a great deal. And because I like to reward people who commit to things early, this project manager in me dies hard, that $97 price tag is only available before the summit starts. So once we kick off on the 25th, the price will go up to $127. Now, again, we're running this January 25th through 27th, right at the start of 2026, when you're really trying to set the tone of what is going to happen, how you want to lead for the year. This is the perfect time to equip yourself with the right mindset and tools that you will need to navigate whatever crazy comes in 2026. And if 2025 was any indicator, we know 2026 is bound to be crazy as well. So who needs to go to this? You're probably thinking, well, because I've gotten asked that question quite a lot. And the reality of it is it applies to a lot of people. So you could be a senior executive, department head, team lead, or an emerging leader. If you're feeling tired of operating from a place of reactivity and want to feel more confident navigating whatever's tossed at you in a given day, this is for you. If you felt paralyzed recently trying to make a decision because you didn't have enough information, this is for you. If you're leading a team through change and you're not sure how to keep everyone aligned and motivated through the process, this is absolutely for you. If you're an entrepreneur or business owner dealing with market uncertainty and competitive pressure, come join us because this too is for you. And if you're just ready to think about the chaos around you differently, then you need to be here. If you're tired of sitting there and wringing your hands because you just don't know what to do next, I highly encourage you to attend. At minimum, go check out some of the sessions, go check out the speakers, because I truly believe there is a session to help you navigate this moment. So I just want to be clear. This is a very holistic approach, and I do believe there is something for everyone here. So I encourage you to go check it out. So, which leads us to, what do I want you to go do right now? All right, I want you to go to the website. It is going to be in the show notes. It is a longer address because we all know website names now, everything's taken. So it's a slightly longer one. It's in the show notes. And just register for the event. Right now, you don't have to spend money. So if you're worried about the $97, don't spend anything. You can register for free and start putting sessions on your calendar so that you can hold that time. So again, if you can join us live, register for free. Just hold the time on your calendar. If you want you already know you want the flexibility. You know that this is something that you feel is worth it, then just go ahead and grab it now for $97, and then you don't have to worry about the price increase later. Either way, just make sure you're there. Make sure you're prioritizing yourself on your calendar, because we all know you're putting a lot of other people before yourself. So make an investment in you. Tell your team that you are taking a couple hours for yourself so that you can be a better leader for them. And then show up and be prepared to be open-minded about how your approach and your mindset may need to change. Because here's my promise to you. The frameworks, the strategies, the tools that you're going to gain in the summit will change how you lead. And I'm not just talking for 2026. I'm talking for your career. It is going to give you a completely new way to think about how you approach it all. And that's important because uncertainty isn't going anywhere, but your ability to navigate it well, that's entirely in your control. So head on over to the summit site right now, secure your spot. I cannot wait to see you at the summit. I'm hosting a welcome session, and every day we're going to have a happy hour recap at the end of the day to talk about some high-level themes of the day, as well as lead up into tomorrow. So you're going to have a lot of ability to hear from me and interact with me directly. And I'm truly looking forward to it. So with that, I just want to say thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being here. Now let's go and figure out how to navigate this chaotic uncertainty together. And let's go into 2026, the strongest, most confident selves we can be. See you there.
Two things before I let you go. One, if you've ever gotten any value from the show, please leave a 5-star review. It really helps and absolutely makes my day. The second thing is, if you have any thoughts you'd like to share with me, please shoot me an email at podcast@KimberlyJBenoit.com. I'd love to hear from you. All right, see you in the next episode.